Right, so today we're talking about a situation where a business has took a TikToker to court claiming that they harassed them in a TikTok video. And this is something that we've seen quite a bit on this channel, right? If someone makes a TikTok video that like a company, for example, doesn't really like, they might try and sue them, you know? That's defamation. And usually it's a bit of a pointless claim, you know? Most of these videos are the same. I'm sat there saying, oh, you can't, I'm ready to claim for defamation here. They're just talking about their experience and you have to somehow prove that they're completely lying, but they've shown proof. It's usually pretty pointless. But the difference with this story is it isn't a claim for defamation, it's harassment, and the TikToker has actually been found guilty. Now it is currently getting appealed, so it's not over just yet, but let me just add some context to this situation. Right, so the two people you need to be aware of, or I guess the one person and the one company you need to be aware of, is first of all this TikToker right here called KissedByMel. She's just a small TikToker with 2,000 followers. So it's not as if it's this massive TikToker who sat there just kind of making story times left, right, and center. It's someone who seemingly doesn't really use this app all that much. And the company in question is this company right here called Gordo's Tacos and Tequila. I believe they're based in Pittsburgh. I don't really know how to pronounce it, sorry Americans. But this situation seemingly started in January when KissedByMel uploaded this video talking about her experience with this company.
This business just posted my personal information out of retaliation for a review that I left them. Little backstory. So I ordered from this place multiple times in the past few months. My husband had put me onto it. I was craving Mexican one night. This was the only place that was open because they're like a bar. Every time I ordered from there, I got the same thing. Elote, a quesadilla, and some potatoes. It was no different when I ordered the same thing a couple days ago. The only difference is that with my elote, I normally get 3 pieces. This time they gave me 2 pieces. And I had ordered 2 orders. So I expected 6, only got 4.
Okay, so we get the gist straight away. She starts off by saying that this company actually pretty much doxed her and released her personal information because she left a review that they clearly weren't a fan of. And then she goes on to explain what the actual situation is, where she ordered some food and she didn't get as much food as what she ordered. Now she just goes on to explain that the owner of the company said that it's not based on how many of this item you get, it's based on the size of them, right? So if you get like a bigger one, I think like a bigger piece of corn or something, then you will get less pieces because it's bigger. And she says that's not true. I don't have a fucking bloody clue, realistically. But this situation has started with something that is pretty small, clearly, right? She has ordered some food and doesn't believe that she has received enough food from what she ordered.
So then Brian gets onto the phone, who's the manager, and I explain to him what's happening. He gives his spiel, I give my spiel. And he said, okay, so do you want to just come down? Like, what do you want me to do about it? And that's how he responded, y'all. Like, what do you want me to do about it? He didn't seem, anyway. So whenever he said that, I was like, well, I can't come down right now because I have my kids with me, so I'm not able to come down. Before I'm even able to finish my sentence with the dot on it, he interrupts me and he gets upset. And he's like, okay, well, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you, so what do you want me to do about it? And so I respond back to him and I'm like, no one's arguing with you. I was literally explaining to you that I have my kids with me and I can't leave right now.
Yeah, so this is one of them situations where it's like hard to really make a judgment based on this phone call that we've never heard before. He's saying that she's being aggressive and arguing back. She's saying that she obviously wasn't. We don't know because we can't hear the phone call. But again, up until now, this situation still seems pretty small. And the fact that this ended up in a court is a bit mental.
He accuses me of yelling and becoming irate, and then he hung up the phone on me. He literally said, I'm not going to allow you to sit here and yell at me when I have a busy restaurant to deal with. Mind you, my husband was there. So I was talking very calmly and very peacefully up until this owner decided to disrespect me. I called back multiple times, and each time I was hung up on. That very last time, however, yes, I was extremely rude, and I said he was a bitch and so was his mom because that's how he was acting. Fast forward to today, I wake up and I have a response from the owner. Go to part 2.
Now, here is one of the most annoying things is when I'm doing these videos is that I can't see the part 2. I assume TikTok has taken it down. Maybe that the part 2 is the reason why she ended up in court. But from what I can tell from the future videos that we're about to watch, I think part 2 is all about how the owner retaliated by releasing her phone number and her husband's name on like the internet, on like the review reply, I believe. So she is obviously saying that he is now doxing her information, just releasing her public information and hoping that like, I don't know, someone will ring her and be like, what the fuck you doing? I don't know what he's expecting, really. But from what I can tell, that is what part 2 is about. It's about like the whole doxing stuff. Now fast forward to April and Mel has posted a new video talking about how she is now going to court for harassment over this situation.
So tomorrow is the day I go to court because I left a negative review on a restaurant here in Pittsburgh called Gordo's Tacos and Tequila. And in retaliation for my review, they doxed me And when I say doxed me, I mean they put my husband's full name and then they put my personal telephone number under my review. Now, I know you're probably thinking, that's not really doxing, like they didn't provide my address. Wrong. Whoever, I got a text message from someone claiming to be the owner of this restaurant's wife, and she was threatening me. She named the street that I lived on, called me a lot of racist names, and to this day, I don't know if it was his wife who sent those messages or if it was a complete stranger on the internet who saw my telephone number and then decided to message me.
I mean, yeah, clearly you can't go around releasing people's personal phone numbers and stuff like that in the hopes that they're going to get, like, horrible messages. Because realistically, why else would you release a number? You're hoping that people will contact them, right? And apparently it's now got to the point where someone was messaging her, claiming to be the owner's wife, she doesn't know if it is, and sending just racist, disgusting messages. Like, that's absolutely grim behavior. But now at this point, Mel is going to further explain how this whole court situation came to be.
After I made that TikTok video, the owner then filed a false police report saying that I was calling, threatening them, and harassing him as well as his other employees. This was literally done, I want to say like 2.5, 3 days after I had actually left my review. So you can see right now, like, the timeline isn't adding. Nonetheless, I'm getting all of my evidence together so that I can present this whole big file to the judge tomorrow.
Yeah, so a couple of things what you're saying here, right? Apparently, this owner has filed a false police report claiming that she was calling up and harassing members of staff, which should realistically be a very easy thing to prove if that's false or not. But the problem is that when we later get to Mel's videos, apparently she was not allowed to show her proof and show the call logs for these calls in court, which sounds completely bizarre to me. That should probably be the most important piece of information, right? The call logs. And secondly, what Mel also said, which straight away gave me a bit of a bad feeling how this was going to go, because this was the first video I saw of this situation, and that is the fact that she is representing herself in court, which realistically is never really a good idea. Now, I get it, right? It's a very expensive thing to do to hire a lawyer. I'm pretty sure, although I don't really know the laws in every state in America, because there's so many different laws, like, in America, but I'm pretty sure you can get given a lawyer even if you can't, like, afford one. He might not be the best lawyer in the world, but he's going to be better than representing yourself, realistically, right? And if you go and represent yourself, there doesn't really seem to be a good track record with it. But yeah, maybe the laws are different in this area. If someone could let me know, that'd be great. But anyway, shortly after this video, Mel posted a new video saying that she had actually been found guilty.
I have physical proof showing that this owner blatantly lied and perjured himself in court today. When I tried to show the judge my paperwork proving my innocence, i.e. the call logs, the judge refused to look at any of them. In fact, he said, I don't need to look at any of that. He found me guilty solely based on the fact that the owner of Gordo's Tacos and Tequilas was a business owner. And he asked me, why would a business owner lie and say that you were harassing him if you weren't?
See, that sounds like such a bizarre thing to happen. Apparently this judge just didn't want to see the evidence and just wanted to believe the business owner instead, as if they can't lie about stuff. Now again, we can't see how the conversation really went, right? Because we're not seeing cameras from the fucking courtroom. But if that is something that was said, that's obviously disgusting. But apparently, as Mel goes on to say in a future video, she asked for the transcript of the courtroom and they said that they didn't have them, so we can't see how the conversation actually went. But that seems absolutely ridiculous to me. If there is someone from that area who's watching this video, is that something that you feel like can happen? Please let me know. Now, one thing I will say, and as I usually do when I make these videos that involve a company and whatnot, I went over to look at their reviews, and there are definitely some pretty bad ones. Now, all the reviews I'm going to show were way before this situation, right? So this isn't stuff that was posted since this situation went viral. So we got one here from 9 months ago that says, staff aggressive. If they do anything to you, they will lie. And the managers with zero customer care, also untrained staff, they will pass your cards as many as 4 times and block it. They will blame you and your card because they enter the phone off the bank as the card number. They won't apologize for not listening to you and make comments out of place to incommodate you. Plus, the food is not Mexican at all, and then they go on to, like, list other, like, place if you want Mexican food. Here's another review from 10 months ago that says, I was escorted out and requested never to return because I witnessed blatant health code violations and said something about it. Dirty, enjoy eating garbage touch food and asked to leave for noticing. Here's another one from 5 months ago that says, wish I could leave 0 stars, horrible experience and horrible management and staff. And we just got plenty of other reviews talking about, like, the service. I mean, this one just simply says, host was very rude. You get the picture. Now, this company, Gordo's Tacos and Tequila, has actually responded to all of this stuff on Facebook and Instagram. They posted a statement statement about it. And the statement reads, "We've unfortunately had to turn off our phones for the time being due to numerous serious threatening phone calls. This is all related to a woman who was found guilty of harassment to Gordo's staff as well as Pittsburgh police." Now, it is worth saying, as we'll see in a second, Mel says that this part is just completely untrue. Yeah, she was found guilty of harassment to Gordo's staff, but nothing to do with the police. Her story was proven to be false and fabricated. She has retaliated via numerous TikToks with more false claims. We wanted to take the high road and not go public out of dignity and appropriateness, but also not to fuel her fire and make things worse. But threatening phone calls, including death threats, is beyond inexcusable. If you'd like to place an order, you can make a reservation, go to the website, so on, so on. Now, that's the only statement I can see that they've released about this situation, but it seems like Mel has now actually obviously decided to appeal, but also it seems like she has found a lawyer to help her out with this because she's clearly been given the advice not to talk about this any further. She has made a GoFundMe to help pay for the lawyer, so if you want to help out, her TikTok account is called KissedByMel. The GoFundMe link is in her bio. But here was pretty much the last statement that Mel has released in this situation, other than another video where she says that she has appealed it and there's another court date due. After today, I'm no longer going to be responding to any comments/questions. Any further evidence that I receive/see, I'll keep it to myself so it can be used in the appeal. The videos that are currently up tell the entire story, regardless of what some of you choose to believe. The owner of Gordo's Tacos and Tequila doxed me, and only after I made a TikTok that went viral did he file a false police report against me, and has continued to make up lies ever since to discredit me. After he doxed me, I received text messages from someone claiming to be the owner's wife. That person then called me racial slurs, harassed me, and threatened me. Facts to take away. Yes, I was found guilty. The only reason I was found guilty was because the judge refused to look at any evidence proving that I was innocent. There was also no evidence brought to the court proving that I was guilty either, phone logs, etc. The judge simply stated a business owner has no reason to lie about harassment and then found me guilty. Again, if that is true, that is ridiculous. No, I will not be releasing the name of the judge who was on my case. No, it is not the judge whose name appears on the docket. My judge was a very well-known male magisterial judge. I requested transcripts of everything that was said in court on the 4th of 4th, 2024. However, we were told that they did not have them. I was never accused or found guilty of harassing Pittsburgh police. This was all fabricated by the owner of Gordo's Tacos and Tequila after my videos went viral to discredit me. The owner has a history of aggressiveness towards anyone who leaves negative reviews. Go look for yourself if he hasn't deleted or edited them. I also have them posted on my page. Also, the owner has a history of harassment that he was found guilty of in 2001. I mean, that's new information that definitely adds to this story, doesn't it? I have never omitted anything that may or may not make me look bad in the eyes of anyone because I have nothing to hide. I'm no angel, but I'm not a liar. And my story has stayed consistent throughout. His has continued to change. He's even gone so far as to state that the FBI is involved. They may be involved, but not from his end. I have not asked, nor will I ever ask anyone to make fake reviews, harass this business or anyone, or threaten anyone. In fact, multiple times I've asked people not to do that and allow for the evidence to speak for itself. I have a GoFundMe link in the bio for anyone who wishes to donate to retaining a lawyer. And yeah, like I said, that is pretty much the last bit of information we have on this whole story, other than a video by Mel talking about how she has filed for an appeal, and they've got a new date, which is for next month, which she says is a lot sooner than she was hoping. But yeah, it's for next month, so we'll see what happens there. Like I've said throughout this, it's kind of hard to give like a concrete opinion on all of this because we haven't seen all of the proof, clearly, right? We don't know what was said in court. We don't know what was said in them phone calls. They seem to be very important bits of information throughout all of this. But yeah, either way, that is the situation up until now. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.